Okay, I know this is literally the bajillionth and third video that you have seen about creating content, and so I want to be honest with you. I am recording this video because I'm someone who took all of the guru advice from other YouTubers like this, and it didn't work. And so I don't know other voices out there who are talking to coaches and consultants and experts about how to use social media for marketing and actually getting clients in 2025. And so this conversation is not about the latest hack or exactly how to, grow your audience by a bajillion people overnight. This is actually about conversion. So the way that I'm showing up to using tools like social media has us enrolling 1 to 2 new high-paying ideal clients every single week. And there are very few businesses that can say that. That's because there's so few of us actually talking about the real elephant in the room here. It's not content, it's not social media, it's not copywriting, it's conversion. And for so long, I also chased shiny objects and guru advice and lived with the, just post mentality because I thought that was going to get me clients. But after being in the space for nearly a decade, I've realized that all of that noise about content and copywriting and social media is literally noise when building a business needs to be about getting clients. And if you're someone who has been posting a lot, or you've hired people to post for you, you've been following all the advice, and you're still stuck somewhere in your business, and you're not consistently enrolling a new client every single week, then I'm glad you're here. Because I wish I had this video many years ago, even a year ago, to help me ask the right questions and put myself on a path, not of burnout or being a slave to the algorithm, but of actually building a consistent lead generation system. And guys, every real business has that, okay? Coaches are one of the few business owners who think their only problem is the next client, the next client, the next client. I actually discovered our lead generation systems outside of the coaching industry in other real businesses where sales and marketing is a department. Lead generation is not the only problem that most CEOs are thinking about. And so we as coaches, and the mission that I'm on, is to bring us into more of that CEO mindset so we can ask the right questions and build something sustainably instead of being reactionary or victims to all of this guru shiny object noise that I'm seeing overwhelm the space here, right? It's true that the best marketers, they can get the most clients, but that doesn't mean that they are the best at what they do. And so I'm just coming to you straight from my office, what's working for us in real time, not because I'm an influencer, because this is what's working for us. Now, if you've been around for a hot minute, I'm Hannah. I'm the CEO of Dream Life Consulting, where we help great coaches get 3 to 10 great clients every single month using our systems for lead generation, sales, and scaling. But before this, I actually ran a multi-6-figure agency where we actually did content for coaches. And that is how ingrained I was in the whole ideology that you just have to post and be consistent and, put yourself out there regularly. We literally had dozens of coaches pay us to, make those inspirational quotes and tell them what to say on Reels and email their list consistently because I thought it was that important. And honestly, I thought that was going to solve our coaches' problems. If we can just remove them from the marketing weeds and we can do the content for them, they'll be good. But what I realized is that it wasn't actually a content problem that they needed to solve. Just being consistent, we ran that experiment with dozens of coaches, it didn't convert consistently. And so this is where we need to be asking the question of, is this converting? As opposed to, what do I post? So we work with a lot of health coaches, and I use this example because you get it, okay? I think about consistency in your content like consistency working out. If you're doing it wrong, it is going to hurt you way more than taking a day off, okay? And what I mean by that is that if you go and do squats every single day, you squat for 45 minutes a day, you get that workout done, but you're doing it incorrectly, you're doing a lot of damage to yourself. You're messing up your knees. You're wasting your time because you're not training your body to actually move in the right way. And you're definitely incurring injury. And the same thing is true in content. If you just go out and you post, squat, but you're doing it wrong, you're doing a lot of damage to your personal brand, but more importantly, to your energy and your time. Like, imagine going and squatting for 45 minutes a day and it not working. Like, you're going to give up or you're going to get hurt. Just like I talk to people who literally spend 45 minutes a day making a reel that does not improve their health. It just wastes their time and it doesn't actually give them clients. And so that analogy, if you're someone who's just a slave to the machine, keep in mind, consistency is not always a good thing. But I didn't know this either, okay? It's not your fault. This is just the industry right now and the saturation of noise from gurus and apps and AI telling us just do more. So again, I did that. It led me to burnout. And if it hasn't burnt you out yet, I'm sure you're asking yourself the question I was asking myself every day on social media, which was, isn't there a better way? There's got to be a better way. Like, I know it makes sense that there are billions of people here and we're all addicted to the app. But I went on a journey myself and I thought, okay, I cannot just be Instagramming my life away. So I have recorded hundreds of podcast episodes and I grew a show. I pitched myself to lots of other shows thinking if I just get in front of the right people, that will bring me clients. And when that didn't work sustainably, I even went down the path of paid ads to a webinar or to a quiz, or like, what's the next lead magnet I can make to just like get in front of people. But again, if you get in front of people doing squats the wrong way, you're just gonna look cuckoo, or they're just gonna comment nice earrings and you're gonna be like, do you wanna work with me? Like, where is the conversion, right? So all we hear is just post, content. And personally, I feel like I've tried everything, not just in my own business, but in health coaches' business, leadership coaches, like these folks that I was working with to build a personal brand. Yeah, you can go look cute for a year if you hire a VA or you hire an agency to do it. But the question at the end of the month is always going to be, where are the results? And the results are not just impressions. We already know that's like a losing game. The results for us have to be high ticket clients for those of us who are experts and high ticket coaches. So sidebar, not only do I feel like I tried all of the marketing, like shiny objects, webinars, launches, live events, all of that, like event swapping, like all these weird like pyramid schemes where you like email your list, I'll email my list, like anyway, I feel like I tried it all. And I even did start asking myself the question of like, where are the clients? Is this working? And I left social media for a year. And that was great for, long days by the pool. That was great for, exploring a new city that I was living in. But after a year, I still needed clients, and they weren't just coming from referrals, and they weren't just coming from networking and having coffee chats. And so I was at a point at the end of 2023 where I not only was asking like, isn't there a better way? But I was asking myself, is there any way that I can play this game, do this marketing thing, and coach and like do the thing that I feel like I came to Earth School to do, which is like actually work with people. And so I was able to do not only the soul searching, but also the research and development outside of the coaching industry. So in my year away from social media, I developed lead generation strategies with my co-founder and business partner, Ore, with lead generation solutions from outside of the coaching industry and adapting them for coaches. Because the more perspective that I get, the more I realize how hurt the coaching industry is, and it's not our fault. There's just too many gurus and too many beliefs circulating us that make us think our only job is to figure out marketing, be cute on Instagram, hack LinkedIn, grow our email list, like all of these things that you are like, yeah, heard that. But how many of us are actually having conversations about, being the best coach possible and building a program that's easy to sell because it actually solves people's problems? Like, that's the energy that I put into my business when I was off social media, instead of thinking about, how much value can I put in this LinkedIn post for the same 7 people to awkwardly clap back. And if you are a coach who has systems running, or you have clients and you have a business right now, it's hard to find that capacity or that time. And if you don't have clients yet, then it's hard to find the inspiration or the cash flow, because you're just so worried about keeping all these balls in the air with marketing. When would you even have a breath to think about building a business in a bigger or different way than just what we're reacting to, right? So I was also in that world of like that echo chamber of just like keep up with the Joneses. And I accredit a year away from the noise and actually taking time to build a business and build systems to helping me show up now with the clarity that I'm here to share with you all, right? This is what we do as coaches and mentors. Like, I'm not telling you go take a year off or, go struggle like I did. I'm just giving you the shortcut because I left a lot of money on the table in these years of trial and error. And again, this like keeping up with the Joneses thing is just really burning us all out. I really think that the gurus, have sold us as coaches a lifestyle that's ruining us. Like we're, again, running out of time or money and quitting, or it never works for us and we've spent so much energy just pouring into these marketing machines that we also quit, right? So the old me thought I just had to keep up with the Joneses. I was documenting my personal life so I could try and figure out how to make a reel out of it. I was spending hours writing my own emails because, again, everyone tells you got to email that list. It's the only thing you own. But I wasn't emailing things that converted, so I was just staying busy over there. I know people who spend 45 minutes a day trying to make a reel just to wake up the next day and try to do it again. I also know that you can go hire agencies and VAs and Canva templates, and you can pour plenty of money into trying to get other people to make your personal brand look cute or just get an inspirational quote out every single day. But again, why? If you don't have a conversion system in place, I see now how that is not the solution that coaches really need, because all that gets us is, more headache because you're managing more people, you're putting more out, and maybe in 3 months someone will reach out and say, hey, I've been watching your stuff. But these long sales cycles are not what coaches show up for. If you're going to put in the energy and effort, you want to know that it actually works and not just hope that in the future these people fall out of the sky. So when I made the shift from just posting content to post content, but I actually started thinking about the form in which I do my squats, and I started thinking about efficiency in how I post, and I started thinking about how is this going to convert. We were able to make $57K in 15 days, no content. And then the next month, $76K in 16 days. I think we sent one email, but the sales didn't come from the email. And this past week, we did another $37K with no content. And I mentioned that because I have videos about those weeks, so you can go back and listen to exactly, how the system got us those numbers without content, without being a social media influencer or running paid ads even this year. And it fits into our CEO system, again, where I'll link below where you can go watch the full video if you're like, how does that work? Like, show me the system. If you're that person, click the link below and you can see how we connect, engage, and offer. And you'll learn that content is not the C. The top of the funnel is not about posts and content. The C is about connection and actually getting the right people in front of you. Because another big mistake we're making is just posting content to everyone. And we think, okay, I'm just gonna put this out here on my Instagram feed and hope that some Tom, Dick, or Harry actually sees the value in a high ticket coach. But we actually need to connect you with the right people who want high ticket coaching. It's not for everyone, it's for the high performers of the world. So we need to make sure that we're getting the right eyeballs. And then our content actually lives in the middle of our funnel, in the educate and the engage section, where we create evergreen sales assets. Because my advice to myself and every other year before this would be focus on quality over quantity. Meaning you don't need a reel a day. Again, you're doing your squats wrong. That is hurting you. You need one great lesson on how to do squats. So you don't have to watch me on Instagram do it every single day, but I actually educated you into the solution. And so this is what educational evergreen sales assets do and what we help our clients craft, so that you're not making it every single week, but you make it like once. And these videos last for 6 to 12 months because you actually put the time and thoughtfulness into educating people into becoming ideal clients. And so often I hear from coaches, they're just like, I just want my people to get it. I only want to work with my people. And that's nice, but if you want consistent clients, like, you're gonna run out of my people after a while, right? Like, I did a year of just relying on word of mouth and referrals, but that kept me at about $250K a year. And just so you know, I feel like that's the hardest level of business to be at, because at like 6 figures, you still have the hunger, you have the chutzpah, you're the one woman show, like you can keep kind of hustling at that 6-figure thing. But then when I got to multi 6 figures at that $250,000 mark, this is where I had team. And that was the most stressful level of business, because you are not only it for your clients, but also a team. And you have a lot more of just like cash flow and overhead and just things that happen when you start to win back your time, right? You have to grow to 6 figures, and then you can start hiring people. Again, if you haven't been there yet, yay, you're in the right place, because you can skip my mistakes. But if you have hired people to either help you with fulfillment or your marketing side, you know what I mean. There's an extra pressure that comes to the way that you show up. And it can make us think, okay, now I need to host a webinar. Okay, now I need to start a podcast. Okay, what am I going to do with all of this time that I've gotten back? But we, again, start asking the wrong questions. So when I was able to see those consistent 50, 70, 80K months in my business, this is when I did bring my focus back to content creation. And it was all about quality over quantity. And so in the E section of our system, CEO, is actually where our content lives. Educational evergreen sales assets that I've recorded once. It took me a couple of days, and in some cases a couple of weeks, to put together some content, but now the right people have seen it. And it's helped us enroll these clients, not because I went viral and they liked me, but it actually sets them up for an easy yes conversation, where I have spent time solving their problems on this video, highlighting our entire system, and basically giving them the option, like, do you think this will work for you? Apply to have a conversation with our team. If not, I'm glad you learned a lot in these last 50 minutes, and you can make another decision in the direction you want to go. We don't just manifest our people, we create them through education, through engagement, and that's what our evergreen sales assets accomplish. They are longer form videos that are given to the right people who can actually afford and appreciate our services, not just blasting to blast your voice or your video or your ideas and your value out there. There's just too much noise. I don't want to play that game anymore, because it doesn't work, and because that's not what the world needs. The world doesn't need more cute Instagram reels. The world needs more real value, people getting the solutions they've been looking for. And one of the clients we enrolled this week told me, Hannah, this is exactly how I want my sales process to go. She didn't meet me until our kickoff call, because she watched my evergreen sales asset, she talked to someone on my team, she enrolled. And she saw that and she said, wow, I went from not knowing you a week ago to being so grateful that I'm in your program. And that's what she told me on the kickoff call. And we see this over and over. We're not hard selling, we're not convincing, we're not just trying to get seen. We're actually connecting our solutions and our CEO system to people who can buy. And if you're just doing social media to do social media, you're blasting this to every Tom, Dick, and Harry with a Wi-Fi connection. And that isn't going to be moving your needle forward. That is just going to be squatting for the sake of squatting, right? So now I'm in a position where we are getting clients in consistently, that I am turning back on my personal brand. And I do get inspired, and I do pop into my Instagram stories when something really exciting happens, or I'll share wins as they come through. But it's not because, okay, on Monday I have to share something about me. On Tuesday I have to share some transformational story. On Wednesday, like, all of these rules that we have picked up from other people and other gurus are just keeping us busy. I truly think about do shit and tell people about it. So I had this question on a group call this week where they were like, Hannah, I saw you did a few more YouTube videos, like what's your strategy? And they already know, for the evergreen sales assets, the same thing is like do shit and tell people about it. It's about what have you done in your life and your career that other people need to know about. I said the same thing is true for how I'm showing up on YouTube or Instagram right now. I'm doing stuff and I feel like this is going to help people become better clients of mine. I'm telling you about it. You can see there's no sexy editing, there's no slides. It's just me telling you. I have a couple of notes, I'll be honest, okay, for the video recording setup that anyone's gonna ask me about. I'm shooting on my phone on a tripod and I'm looking at my laptop with some notes at my desk, just like I host a group call, just like I talk to clients. I'm standing on my treadmill. I'm just doing shit and telling people about it. And these longer form conversations do have more and more people coming to us outside of our systems. So our CEO system has been bringing us 1 to 2 high paying clients consistently for the last 6 months. But now people are starting to see my Instagram, see my YouTube, and we have inbound, right? People just reaching out to us, not from our system. And I love those people the most. I love those of you who are just discovering us or who are just watching my content because you've been educated. You see where I'm coming from. You're magnetized or you're attracted to what we offer. And that's what coaches want. I always hear, I just want my people to get it. I want the right people to come into my program. I don't want to work with everyone. I want to be elite. Well, I'm telling you, if you can do shit and tell people about it, not because it's Transformation Tuesday, not because I feel antsy and I need to make a reel, but because you're focused on making real solutions. This is the kind of integrity that I crave for the coaching industry. We have got to get out of this marketing nonsense and back into what really matters, getting people the education that they need to transform their lives. And you've already tried posting value on LinkedIn, going live on Instagram, having them come to your webinar for an hour. Maybe you've even done in-person events like I have. And all of that is fleeting and cute and maybe fun for a second. But if you look down your life in 5 years from now, are you gonna be wanting to run a social media campaign every single quarter? Are you gonna wanna be asking yourself, what's the next lead magnet? Because these things do evolve. And this is why my content isn't about, okay, here's the latest hack, here's exactly how we're running ads, because I know, and my team is already developing the strategy that's going to change in 4 months from now. And so it's about you getting in that seat of a CEO and not asking yourself, what am I gonna put together? What am I gonna throw out there? What does my email list need? But rather, how am I going to convert humans into seeing my value? Conversion is the problem, not content. And if you can think about showing up as the expert and connecting and engaging and educating and making offers, your mental real estate gets to go back to your purpose, to thinking about how do I actually get these solutions to people. Now on Fridays, I look at my week and I think to myself, okay, what conversation was most poignant? What question did I get a lot? And then I answer it in a video like this. I do shit, I work with people all week, I think about what came through, and I tell people about it. Same thing of how I show up on Instagram. It's like, okay, I just noticed we had 17 applications in 14 days. I will tell people about that. It can be that simple, and our clients have picked up this mantra as well. Just do shit and tell people about it. And if you can KISS, keep it that simple, sister, you are going to elevate your perspective into asking the right questions that actually move your business forward and don't make you a slave to the algorithm and to the guru advice, but you actually build something sustainable, a real business, where our only question is not, where's my next client coming from? When's the money gonna fall out of the sky? Because then that leads us down, am I good enough? Should I do more? What if I took a picture in this way? Okay, not the questions we wanna be asking. Rather, how do I need to show up? What shit do I need to tell people about that is actually going to move their life forward? Because the more you help other people get what they want, the more you're gonna help get what you want. You're gonna fulfill your selfish goals. And it's okay to have selfish goals. I have them too, right? We want nice things and money and freedom and lifestyle and travel. But we can't just be doing those superficial things because it will burn you out. I am a living example of having all of the, aesthetics or the personal brand or like these things out there, but then every year and a half, like tumbling back to the same question of, So how are we to get money in the door? Where's my next client coming from? And the same thing is true if you've relied on contracts and you haven't even done content and you're just starting to think, maybe I need to own something. Maybe I need to get my own brand out there. Absolutely. But make sure it has a system for conversion connected to it and you're not just yapping to yap. So I will again yap my end. I will finish my yapping there. And I hope you have taken some notes and you have some takeaways around showing up differently, asking good questions. And you can take a look at our full system for connecting, engaging, and offering in the video below, because it's one of the educational sales assets that I share that actually shows you how to get paying clients and not just cute earrings on the internet in 2025. Cheers to growth.